All right, there's one thing I need to look at real quick before we begin. Dude, it's Lou. Lou Hurd. Lou's here too. Ah, there it is. There it is. It's there. I can finally get the final task, bro. Finally. How's it going, everybody? It's your pal Mega Snoop bringing you another Toontown video today. And in today's video, as you see, there's a little bit to talk about because TTR did a little bit of fixing, didn't they? Just a little bit. The 3.1.0 update came out yesterday. Bro, I've been tired and sleeping and anxiety, so I haven't really been doing things. But I wanted to make this video now and at least bring it out as soon as possible to let you guys know about all of these changes and updates. Some of them fantastic, some of them all right, and some of them, huh? Like, I'm still confused at a couple of these, but there's a good list of patch notes on their website right now if you want to see everything. I'm just going to kind of touch on the more important ones in my opinion. But one of the things that they did just real quick that I think is a good thing, I have yet to see how it goes, is that they sped up the animation of restock SOS cards, Toonsit, and Cogsmith. So I have no idea how long that's going to take. You know what? I might as well take some time and try that out here. Oh, there we go. Restock. You got to click the restock one. Restock and drop. Let's see how this goes. She's still doing the lipstick thing. Ah, it just goes to all tunes at once. Hey, remember when we asked them to do that 5 years ago? God, I mean, at least they did it, you know, like at least they did. So at least that's like a plus. I'll give it that. I mean, I think that's something that Corporate Clash has been doing for a while. I think in Corporate Clash, what they do is the SOS tune just uses a unite and all's well that ends well there. But I think like I actually directly suggested just doing this and hitting it and having them all split. I could go back and look for a YouTube video somewhere, but God, that would be time, effort, and I just don't want to do that. But I'm almost certain that was the exact thing I suggested like 5 years ago. There's another thing where doodles, pink slips, and remote controls now count as stuns to help other gags hit in battle, which I guess is kind of cool, but at the same time, why would a pink slip count as a stun? It literally kills the cog. Like, what are you stunning for? It's dead. It's gone. But the other thing I'm really excited for that I want to show off here is making the whole boarding group fiasco a little bit better. So as you spawn into Cashbot HQ or wherever you're going, you see that there's these little things on the side of the screen now, bullion mint, coin mint, dollar mint, and you can click on it and teleport there. And now that doesn't completely fix the problem with boarding groups, but man, does that alleviate a lot of the headaches. Because now I'm here, right? And now I click and now I'm here. And if I need a dollar mint, it's a lot easier to run over to the dollar mint. I still think it was easier when everybody was just standing on the stairs. That was pretty cool. However, I will give it this. When trying to do a CFO, it would be nice to be able to just like spawn over here by clicking the doors and have a teleport there. But at least we now have the ability to click on bullion mint, teleport over, and now we're halfway there without having to like cross in front of a bunch of trains and stuff. So it makes that slightly more convenient too as an unintended consequence. And see, now the CFO doors are just like right there. It's not bad. But I'm gonna leave Cashbot HQ because it's really loud here and obnoxious and I hate it. Another good update that they did is they basically reverted what the boarding group change did here, where you can now just walk into the door and create a boarding group right then and there. And all they really did for that is create a wider, oh, I want to see this. Oh, look, I'm looking out. Ah, look at that. Ah, ha, 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 ha. That's funny. But what they did is they just created a wider radius within the Cog Boss lobby so that you can just kind of recreate what the boarding group scenario was before. And also, if you noticed, when you walk into the elevator, the timer now goes down to 5 seconds when you have a full group, as opposed to if you don't have a full group, it keeps the 30 seconds so that people can still shuffle in and have time to figure out who's trying to go and who's not. And those are all good changes and I like them, and it doesn't necessarily revert back what the boarding group changes were, but at least it kind of makes whatever situation we are dealt with better. However, now we're going to get into the less fun changes that they've made. They decided to rebalance the remotes that you get from field offices, and I'm scratching my head on this one just because of the fact that everything in this game is kind of already overpowered, and so why they feel the need to nerf one of the not entirely overpowered things is an interesting thought to me. So the first and foremost thing that they did is the 1-star remote now lasts for 2 rounds instead of 3. Okay, I guess I get that. That's fair. It's a 1-star remote instead of like a 2 or 3, and that's why you want to incentivize having a 2 or 3. But then they made some really interesting changes. Instead of dealing self-damage over time, the controlled cogs will instead get all the damage at once when the remote control expires. And I think that's that's just so that the remote control can have its usefulness as long as possible. So imagine you remote control level 1 in battle, and it hits a bunch of other cogs once, and then the damage it takes itself causes it to be destroyed. You feel like you wasted a remote. So it's probably because of that. However, at the same time, if you're trying to use it as something to actually deal damage, and you're trying to like damage remote all of them and then use sound on all of them to try to whittle down the higher level cogs, it doesn't really work for that. So it's more of like a question mark. It's not really something that needed to be done, but also it doesn't hurt anything by existing. But this is the one that like, this is the one that got me right here, is that damage remotes now unlure cogs. They do that sucks. Remember in that like Field Office for Dummy videos where I was like, hey, if you just damage remote one of them, it keeps all the other ones from attacking or being promoted? Because if you lure them all and then you use one to damage remote the rest, then they don't get promoted and they don't get unlured, and you got yourself a handy little strategy there. And Sound missed. I love this game. What a good game. Great game. But also now that strategy is pointless, and I guess the new strategy is to just damage remote all of them. Just damage remote every single cog in battle and just don't worry about it from there. Because now the whole lure strat doesn't work, and I don't want to recreate a whole video just because one strategy doesn't work. So you heard it here first. Just remote all of them at this point, you know? But apparently not a 1-star remote now, because those only last for 2 rounds instead of 3. So you have to use at least a 2-star remote. And you see how convoluted this has all become? I'm not used to TTR rebalancing their game, you know? This is kind of a new concept for them. But getting back to some of the better changes now, at least a 3-star field office is guaranteed a 3-star remote. And on the first floor of a field office, you can't get trap as one of your starting gags unless it gives you lure first. And then so in combination of throw and squirt, you're not gonna just randomly get trap as an empty gag there. So those are all the major changes off the top of my head. Oh yeah, also the fact that they fixed the bug where you couldn't get all the tasks, because now I can finally do my final task, which I'm gonna be doing right here on stream. Twitch.tv/Megasnoop right now. And I need to defeat some 2-star Cellbot field offices. Very cool, very cool. But that's all the news, tips, and info from this update. Look at this wonderful little background I get to leave you on an outro for. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts on the new update. I hope you enjoy. Have a good rest of your day. Stay awesome. God bless. Peace.